Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going over my manga and comic book collection. I thought this would be a cool video to make because my last video that I went over my comic books in got like immediately 300 views compared to my other ones getting like 20. So yeah, I'm gonna get into my manga shelf first. There is some comic books mixed in, but let's get into that. Starting at the top, I have my Nightwing Funko Pop. Found him at like a thrift store for 10 bucks, which I think is crazy. He's one of my favorite DC characters, so I had to get him. And next to him is like kind of what I use as my TV. It's a projector. So there's my TV. Okay, this is my first series. It's Blood on the Tracks by Shizuo Oshimi. This series is about a boy and his mother, and it's kind of like a psychological horror. Like at first, it's supposed to be just like, oh, normal family, normal mother-son relationship, but there is like elements of like how she's very controlling, and something happens in the family that leads to like a death. His cousin dies. It just spirals into this really long story, and it goes over like his trauma that he faced because of her. Like one of my favorite manga series. This is my favorite author, by the way, so I really love this series, and the illustrations are really beautiful. Like look at this cover. Plus the pages are like so cute. Like look at this. That's the girl that he likes, but it's just so much, and it's so beautiful. Getting into my next series, this is actually my first manga series ever, again by the same author. If you can't tell, this is a vampire, and the entire story is about basically people eating people, which doesn't sound that fun, but it's very like drama-esque, and there's people that actively hunt vampires. So like the main character isn't her, it's actually a guy, like completely normal human being that ends up meeting her and turning into one because of her. So it's kind of like the story follows him, but then he's following her. So I'm not gonna lie, it's been a really like a long time since I've read this, but like going through these pages, comparing this to Blood on the Tracks, they actually kind of look different, which is kind of strange. But like here is our main character. So you get like lots of illustrations like that. So again, kind of like, I wouldn't say as much psychological, more just like, I guess, supernatural drama. So again, one of like my favorite reads. I have the entire series of this one too. He is my favorite author. I will get every single book that he has. Getting into my next shelf, I'm gonna skip this because this is a comic series, but I'm getting into my books by Junji Ito, so let's go. Okay, getting into my favorite one, it's Tomi. This follows like a girl, again, like seen on the cover, but I say this is like supernatural because it follows her like haunting people and like, I don't know, manipulating men and stuff like that. She's a really big character. Like she comes up a lot in a lot of different ways in the book. It's like kind of like a collection of stories with her in it, almost. The art is so beautiful. Like look at this like artwork. And the entire book, this is so big. Like, and we have this one, I think it's Gaio. Sorry if I mispronounced that. This story is about like literally if everything went wrong in humanity, with like elements of like aliens and weird creatures. That sounds really weird to like describe. I don't know how to describe this to you guys. I think at first it follows like a couple, but then it just goes into like this really weird aspect. Like if this helps at all, this is the first page. So let me just give you that. Like kind of sci-fi dystopian, I'd say. Okay, and the last one. This might actually be one of his most popular. It's Uzumaki. So it's about, this is the front cover, if this helps. Like, it's like if spirals took over the world. And I'm not lying. Like literally the running element in this entire story is spirals. Just a spiral, which is crazy. But I think it's like the story spirals down. So if you think about it, it's like metaphoric. I don't know. But here is some of the art. Like, oh, let me not show you that page. Let me find a different one, nice one. I think he's published a few books since I've had these, and I'm really like dying to get them, but guys, I have not made money, I fear. So, okay, getting into my last shelf. This is like all my romances and things as such. Okay, this is my first series. It's Adachi and Shimomura, and this is like a Yuri. I've only read a few of the first novels. This is a still like ongoing manga series. Because originally it was a light novel turned like anime series, but they're remaking it into like a manga. So again, I don't know the full story, but it's basically these two girls falling in love. One is like really extroverted, the other one is super introverted. The art in this is so cute. Like, I love Yuri's because they're just so sweet, and like look at this. But these tend to be like the saddest books you ever read because nobody gets a happy ending in a manga romance. So, okay, getting into the next series. It is The Summer You Were There. This is the saddest series. I swear to God, I finished the first one, got into the second one. From the second to the sixth book, I was just crying the entire time. That's how sad this was. Okay, so this is Shizuku and this is Kaori. So starting off, we meet this character, and it gets into how she's a really like avid writer, but she's kind of like embarrassed of her writing, so she doesn't like anybody reading it. Like, she's actively deleting it and getting rid of all of her manuscripts. And while she's doing that, she is holding on to the last paper copy of it, and Kaori comes in and snatches it away from her and reads it overnight. So the next day at school, Kaori is just like, I will give you back this manuscript if you fake date me for a month. No, not a month, the summer, the entire summer. And so she like agrees, but it's not like her number one, like, oh, I didn't really want that. But like, it just gets into like them getting to know each other. At the end of this manga, you kind of find out that Kaori knows a lot about her. Like, a lot of things in her past that she thought she didn't know. Like, she used to be a bully. She used to bully this one specific girl, like, a lot. And it was not good. Like, it was really bad. And so it's kind of just like the entire story is Kaori accepting her and kind of guiding her to apologize for her actions and just make things right with the girl that she bullied. But along the way, you find out Kaori has a like untreatable respiratory disease, and it just goes through that. It's not a happy ending, guys. Getting to my last manga series, this is Dinosaur Sanctuary. You guys are gonna hate me for this, but I haven't started reading it. I just decided to buy all the books that I can at once because it looked cool. Like, it's dinosaurs in a manga. That's so adorable. I love dinosaurs. That is so cool. That is so cool. But of that series, I only have 6, and again, it's an ongoing series, so I don't have the completed collection. Getting into something that's technically a series, but I got the entire thing in one book. It's Love and Focus. Okay, so it follows Mako, Kei, and Mitsuru. And so it's kind of like a love triangle. This is her childhood best friend, invites her to a boarding house to live there, like, while they're in high school. So it's basically everybody lives together. At first, you're kind of rooting for the best friend and her, but it just comes off as like he's very manipulative and jealous that she is like hanging out with him. So it becomes an issue, but then they talk together and hate each other at first, but then they understand each other by the end of the book. And he like guilt trips her into becoming his girlfriend for like a week, like fake dating again. And it's so bad. Like, it's like, why would you do that? Stay friends. There's no reason for that. Love him though. Like, the entire story is just all of them love photography. So it gets into like that hobby. It's really nice. Like, let's see. But it's a cute story. It's just kind of like, if you want a romance, you can find better romances. But again, it's so good. And I read this in like an hour and a half. Like, so good. Wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I love it. Okay, getting into another, like, I guess, I don't know if this was a series originally, but it's the complete collection. It is I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Weird title. If you don't know what this book is about, it is the cutest, saddest romance story you will ever read. Like, I was ugly crying at the end of this book, guys. Okay, so I forgot his name. I feel so bad for that. But it just follows these two people. They fall in love with each other. It's really cute. And it's just like, literally the first page is just like, yeah, she died. And then you know that through the whole story, and then she dies at the end of the book, and then you start crying again. And it's just like, why would you do that to me? Why would you do this to me? But it's really sweet. It's just so sad. I need to reread this, but the art is wonderful. Like, she is such a cutie patootie. Why would you do that to her? Again, with like the uncurable diseases, what's happening? Getting into the series that I skipped and the manga that I skipped, this is The Walking Dead complete collection of the condominiums. I read a majority of this online, so I know the story and I know how it's different from the TV show and like the game, but I think I haven't read like half of this. Like, I still have half of this to read, but it's just like The Walking Dead, but like the original story. Let me switch to this. I'm just gonna pull the fourth one out. It's just like, the comic artwork is amazing. These things are really heavy, sorry, oh my god. But like the zombies, amazing. The Walking Dead, the entire fandom, is one of my favorite things in the world, if you can't tell by my posters on the wall. I've played every single game, I've watched the entire TV show, I have merch, guys, it's bad. Like, I love it so much. I think you guys would be surprised how different it is from the TV show. Again, like, the TV show and game are based off of it, so it's not gonna be completely accurate. But, like, I remember my first time reading it. Every single dynamic in that book is different. I think, like, in the beginning, if you guys know it, some of the relationship dynamics stay the exact same, but the development of the story, completely different from the TV show, which I kind of hated at first, but the comic book is just, it's better for the story. But getting into this manga, I purposely put it off until I did the Walking Dead series because it's called The Walking Cat. It's a zombie story involving a cat and it's manga, and it's so just like, I had to get it. Okay, here it is. The main character is literally this little kitty. Like, what do you mean? That is so adorable. But it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a manga. It's basically like The Walking Dead manga version. It's so cute. Like, look at this little kitty. And it's just, the entire story is revolved around this cat surviving the zombie apocalypse. So it's really cute. If you like The Walking Dead and you like manga, I would really recommend getting this. It's adorable. Okay guys, my complete comic book collection. It's not that much compared to some people, I know, but I did literally just start collecting last month. So I think this is a good stack for a month. This is my first comic book, Harley Quinn and the Gotham City Sirens. So it's just like Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy. Some of my favorite characters, DC, just follows them through the entire story. And the thing that I love, this entire thing is in color. Entirety of this book is in color. Like, look at that. And they're baddies. Like, what the hell? Continuing the Compact series, I have Batman Hush. I have not read this yet. Don't hate me. Don't hate me for that. But I'm super excited to collect the Compact series because I love these. And again, entire story is in color. Entire story. These are $10. Like, go to your local comic book store. These are $10. Entire book. Getting into my actual comic books though. I'm gonna start Marvel and then I'm gonna get into DC. Okay, so this is my first one. This is Daredevil, but if you can see, it's a girl on the front cover. So I'm just like, I love Daredevil, love the TV show. Haven't read any of the comic books yet. Super excited to get into this one. Moving on, we have 3 Fantastic Four in order comic books. I got this because I saw the new movie and I loved it, but it's just like, look at, why am I dying? Ugh. Okay, I saw this keep in mind, this is my favorite animal, and I already know the villain in this story, but it's just like I had to get it. I had to get this series. It's so cool. I love all these characters. Sue Storm, you have my heart. Like, what do you mean? All for $2, by the way. Local comic book store. Getting into my X-Men related comics. I found all of these at like a kind of like thrift store for, I don't know, books. It's like half price of books, if you know what that is. Midwest thing. So getting into it, I have an X-Men Gold, just a single issue. Just like, look at all these characters, look at all of them. Amazing. And then, if you can't tell, one of my favorite characters, Rogue, an entire, just little booklet on her, I think. November 2001, craziness. Yeah, all of the books that I have are actually from the early 2000s, so I think that's something really cool about me. Love the early 2000 comics. And this is Nightcrawler, again, another favorite character of mine. So amazing. I'm really excited to get into like the X-Men comics because X-Men is my favorite part of Marvel. I feel like I might get some hate for that, but it's the best part of Marvel, in my opinion. Getting into the last of my Marvel collection, I have, this is 3 issues, again, in the back. It follows this character right here. Her name's Jackpot, I think. It doesn't follow Spider-Man, even though it says The Amazing Spider-Man on it. It follows her. It's like she's covering for Spider-Man while he's gone. They're amazing, and I feel like this is a really underground character. I have never heard of her until I got this book. So, last thing, again, the Spider-Man booklet I found. I was walking through Five Below, just looking at stuff. I collect a lot of little trinkets, but found this, walked past this, and I'm just like, there's no way. It's an entire illustrated, like, comic of Spider-Man. Like, that's crazy. $5. And it says $25 on the back. $5. It's insane. At least that's how much I got it for. I think they're getting back into their like Marvel DC stuff just because there's so many movies coming out from both ends. Moving into my DC collection. First off, I have Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad and just a Suicide comic. Both have the same character in it. I found this, I shit you not, at my local grocery store. They had an entire section of comic books. Just an entire little area. Anything that you see that's uncovered came from my grocery store. Oh my god, you guys are gonna hate me. Okay, so these 3 are together, this one's separate, but in order, my Nightwing comics. Early 2000s again. Early 2000s Nightwing comics, best illustrations. You can't beat it. But I solely got this just because, okay, she's a baddie. Like, just like him battling her and trying to figure out why she's targeting really wealthy men in Gotham City. Nightwing is one of my favorite characters. And getting in this one, different, like different writer, different illustrator, but it's just Nightwing. Again, just a random Nightwing comic. We're getting into something kind of related to him. This is Robin. I get most of my comics when I can't get them in order just solely based off the cover and thinking whether or not I'd enjoy the story. I got it because, like, bro, Gordon, Catwoman, Robin story, I need that. And again, from my local grocery store, this is a Batgirl issue. I have no Batgirl issues. This is amazing to see, and the front cover art just really got me. Getting into Batwoman. Look at that. Like, it's so cool in all of its gears. We need to like her more. Like, we need more of her. All of my Batman comics. It's only 3. One of them is this one. This is my favorite one. If you guys didn't grow up on this movie, I just don't think you're cool. Joking, but like Batman Forever, but in comic version. This thing is thick compared to my other comics. It's just the entire movie if it were a comic. Again, local grocery store is killing it. Bro, that's so cool. If you can't tell who my favorite character is, at least villain in Batman, the Riddler. I feel like nobody else says that. Not one other person will ever say their favorite villain is the Riddler. He's so cool, and there's so many different versions of him. Like, there's so many different kinds of the Riddler. I think that's why I love him, because there's just so, like, you'll like one of them. There's so many different ones. It's just like, in like the Joker, girl, it's the same man every time. Let's be for real. But again, local grocery store killing it. This one with Joker. I didn't have an issue with the Joker in it, so I got this just to have one with him in the story. This one. I only got this book because Poison Ivy. Guys, she's bad. She's bad. She's my favorite DC character. Like, let's be for real. Look at this artwork. She's a baddie. I need her. I need her in my room. Poison Ivy lookalike contest in my bedroom tonight. I found these at Half Price Books. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Okay, I only got this one because the cover is iconic. This has been all over the internet for who knows how long. Like, biggest meme, bro. I had to get it. I had to. Okay, last comic book. It's another Superman, but not only Superman, we have the Green Lantern and Guy Gardner. Did I only get this comic because it has Guy Gardner? And I just recently watched the Superman movie. Maybe yes. It's a yes, yeah. It's also like, this is an early issue. I have a feeling this is also 2000s, but it's just like, I've never seen Green Lantern look like that. But that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching this, and please subscribe if you like this content, because I will be making more. Trust. But yeah, thanks guys, bye!